Yesterday I put a challenge for Edith Zewelani Nawakwi to respond whether she does not owe Development Bank of Zambia $4 million, the reason making her to begin to attack HH in a manner many citizens have been wondering what is going on with Nawakwi. We're expecting an answer, Madam Nawakwi. The nation wants your response. Don't be quiet. We want you to talk on this issue of debt the same way you're talking about HH and the Hatembos. Call another briefing and explain yourself on this 90 million kwacha you owe the people of Zambia. Explain. That's what we've been taught. Don't go into hiding. It is time for truth. If I were to borrow from the MMD slogan of 1996, the hour has come. This time is not the hour of MMD, no. It is the hour of truth. Let's tell the people the truth. Then they will vote for the right leadership. So, Madam Nawakwi, explain yourself. Because today I have come to name you as a political conman. Nawakwi is a political conman. She's a crook. And we have allowed crooks in this country to shape the destiny of the country. That's why we are where we are. We should not allow crooks because they speak the loudest, because they insult the most, to shape the future of a nation. No. Zambia can be better again. I have this book which has made me call Edith Zewelani Nawakwi a political conman, a crook. In this book, A President Betrayed, written by one Richard L. Sakala, now the proprietor of Daily Nation newspaper. You go and read chapters here. From page 37, where Richard Sakala has characterized Nawakwi as a crook. A simple crook. By her involvement of Ali Ben Benashi, an international conman who conned the government Republic of Zambia out of 6.1 million United States dollars, by his failure to supply maize, yellow maize, during that hunger period. And how did he succeed to do it? When the government of the Republic of Zambia had paid the money for the supply of yellow maize, to avoid paying, because he's a swindler, he liquidated the company, Carrington Maize Sales Company of Canada, which had a contract with the government Republic of Zambia. And you know from the law of contracts, although I'm a lawyer, I'm not speaking as a lawyer here. I'm speaking as UPND party spokesperson. When a company has undergone liquidation, you know that therefore it ceases to exist as a going concern. Zambia was defrauded out of 6.1 million United States dollars. Soon after that scandal, Nawakwi was the Minister of Finance who oversaw during her period as Minister of Finance the privatization of mines, ZCCM assets. Today we are calling on Madam Edith Zewelani Nawakwi to explain her role in the procurement of bidders for mines in Zambia and other ZCCM assets. Because Richard Sakala, the proprietor of Daily Nation, has detailed in this book how Nawakwi went at length to flout all manner of procedures that were required in the sale of mines during the privatization period. How in Montreal, Canada, Edith Nawakwi procured the services of Ali Ben Benashi, an international conman, to assemble former retirees, people who had retired as mining executives in Canada, and assembled them to meet the Zambian delegation led by Francis Kaunda. And they were shocked. According to this book, when you read it, they were shocked, those former mining executives, that they were dealing with a government delegation that thought actually those people were, representing mine houses, when in fact not. You know, if you live in a glass house, they say, don't throw stones. In this book, Richard Sakara, Daily Nation, has told us Nawakwi was the shortest serving Minister of Finance and was removed by President Chiluba. And he has indicated, Richard Sakara here, to say that is the reason why when Chiluba wanted the third term, Nawakwi was one of the first to be so loud against Chiluba, because she did not forgive Frederick Chiluba for firing her in that lucrative Ministry of Finance where she had shoddy dealings. She was very bitter. So no wonder we have been mistaking her that on the third term issue, she was one of those gallant men and women of Zambia. Richard Sakara has exposed her in this book that it was because of sour grapes being fired as Minister of Finance. So please, Madam Edith Zewelani Nawakwi, tell the nation, why did Frederick Chiluba fire you as Minister of Finance? Why are you on a record, Zambian books record, from independence? You are the shortest serving Minister of Finance. You were removed from the treasury, the money. Tell us, were you dipping your fingers in the treasury? Tell the nation the truth, why Frederick Chiluba fired you. This country deserves better. Zambia can be better again. We should not allow conmen, corrupt leaders, thieves, because they insult the loudest, they speak the loudest, you give them seats of leadership. And then what do? They go on a mission of personal aggrandizement, personal growth, and not national growth. Changing their individual lives and not development, which entails changing for better individual lives of the citizens. Like we have seen under PF, which people are living better? We know them. It is those who are in PF. So time for lies has come to an end. So I'm asking Madam Nawakwi to respond whether what Richard Sakara has characterized her is true or it's false. I'm also throwing a similar challenge to Richard Sakara of Daily Nation to tell the nation whether what he wrote in this book about Nawakwi is still valid. Because we are shocked that he has gone to bed with the same person he's characterizing as a thief, as corrupt, as a conman. What has changed, Richard Sakara? Do you want to write another book where you are going to clear the name of Nawakwi that you have dragged in the mud as a crook? It's not me, it's here. I'm not the one. I just thought it was appropriate because some people may not have the opportunity to buy this book from Book World. It's there. So, Mr. Richard Sakara, sir, tell us, this unholy alliance with Nawakwi, you've gone to bed with a person you are saying is a crook. Are you also a crook? Because crooks have to be unearthed wherever they are. Some are in the media fraternity, pretending to be professional journalists, but they are there to aid fellow conmen. Tell us if this has changed.